Welcome back, viewers. Today we'll be going through a very different aspect of Excel. So, we're required to come up with status reports for projects every now and then. And today I'll be showing you a template which you can create for generating reports for the project status. Now, this is the first part of the videos that are coming up. So this will be a multi-part video because it's a long Excel sheet. So I want to just break it up for easier viewing. And today what I'll be doing is I'll show you what the report will look like. So you can see this page over here. This is our main project detail page, which shows the overall project details. What's the project name? What's the project code? Is the project baselined or not? What's the client's name? What's the client's short code? What's the baseline set? I've set it to 5 baseline. So this is primarily driven from Microsoft project. You can see my video which you can use Microsoft project to export its data and utilize it in Excel. So, and over here you have the project team details, you have the project manager, the account manager, the technical manager, and developer. This is from the vendor side, and from the customer end, you can define who's the project manager from clients and the technical manager, business owner. And right below this detail is an overview of the percentage of the overall project that has been completed so far. So now let's move on to our second tab. We have this dashboard. Now this is a very detailed dashboard, and as we go along in the video story, so you learn how this gets populated. So in today's video, I'll just give you a brief overview of what this dashboard is showing you. And in upcoming videos, we can see how these details are populated. So over here, you have the project name. These are pulled from the details that you put in the first tab. Who's the project manager? What's the current date? Where this project status report is being generated, you can see the project status report heading right up front. So this is the file name that's being displayed. So whichever date you're saving, it will show the file name there. And this is the actual heading project status report. For which week you are generating the report, what's the project name. And then we have the project help card. This shows what's the current overall health of the project. So we can see how this is generated. And we have the schedule. We have 4 breakups over here. You can see uh, the status, whether the schedule is in green status, which means that we're within the timelines that have been set forth. Is there the scope? Then we see that the scope is also in green status. There are no scope creeps. Risk, you can see it's an amber state, which means there are a few risks, uh, identified in the project. There's a formula aligned for this, so we can go through it once we get there. So you're seeing here the amber state, and then you have the option of entering the description over here. So all of these details are manually inputted. So whenever you generate, you have the option to put your thoughts over here and specify what are the reasons that this is in amber state. And then you have the issues. Issues are also in green, so no major issues in the project. So this gives you a card overview of the project. Then we have the project schedule details. So what I've done is I've selected some key tasks from the project. I'll show you where these are populating from. There's a list of tasks of the entire project. So we have a task sheet over here. This is actually the the export for the MS project where I'm tracking the entire project. So what I did is I updated everything over there, export, and simply pasted it in the task sheet. So you can select these tasks. So I have these tasks listed. These are the key tasks of the project that, in my opinion, need visibility for the client. And over here, we're seeing what were the plans start date and what was the actual start date, what's the current progress of this task, what are what is the plan finish date, and what's the actual finish date of this project. And then we have the RAG status. This is red, amber, green status. So for each of these tasks, and you have the remarks as well. So in case anything is in amber or red, you can specify the remarks over here. So it's calculating if there's any variance in the actual and planned finish dates. So it's showing you across it. So you can easily in a glance see which are the tasks that require your attention. So this is the project schedule overview. So you have these major tasks. You can select any task from the list. You can see if I select any other task from here, let's say instead of this task, I select the task right below it. So it will, simply select the relative information with respect to it. So then we have the key task in progress. These are the current tasks that are in progress. You can list as many as you want. So it's always better to only list the items that are in progress and not list down each and everything that are still to be started. And then you specify over here, we specify that which are the tasks that are aligned for next week. So what are the next tasks that you're seeing that we are yet to start. So you can see it is either in progress or it's either yet to start, and who's owner of the task, whether it be the client or it will be the vendor, and what are the target start date. So these are the small things that uh, I pulled out from my old project plan. And then we have this top five items. So over here you can select to show which are the top five items in the project. You can select from either risk. So the type over here, risk, issues, dependencies, quality. So these are specific tasks that you can select. So you can have dependencies, you can select issues. So it will, automatically populate the top issue from the list. And so we have risk, its description, what's its current status, who's the owner, and when it is due. So you can select whichever top five information you want to show in your status reports. The dependencies, what the current status is expected, who's the owner, and the due dates. And similarly, there's a small dashboard for each of these areas where you can see which are the vendor open eyes, risk, medium, low, similarly issues and dependencies. So this is giving you a high level overview of how things are looking at. So whenever you take an export of this sheet, you can simply share it with anyone, any client or internal stakeholders, and they can in a glance see where the project is standing. So in today's video, I've given you this overview, and I'll just briefly show you the rest of the important tabs that are being used for populating this overview sheet or this dashboard. So first and foremost is the stock sheet. This is a very raw information from Microsoft project that I have simply exported into Excel, selected the columns that I wanted over here, and I've simply pasted them over here. So you can see, uh, so this is the entire project plan that I have. I can then use this information any way I like in Excel, which I'm doing over here. Then I have the risk sheet. This is where the project risks are being defined. And over here, you can also see how many risks are set to high status, how many are medium, how many low. And over here, you can add the list of risks in the project as they come along. And then you can also choose to, open or close as soon as you close the issue. So this count is only showing the open issues, right? So you can select which issues have been mitigated or closed. Similarly, we have the list of issues those were the risks. Sorry. So over here we have the list of issues of the project that are being highlighted as you move along the project, so you don't miss out anything and everything is being tracked. And similarly, we have a list of dependencies that that are there in the project, so you can see which party is responsible for which dependencies. So everyone is aware when this information is expected and when is this dependency, provided. So as soon as I mark it as done, you can see that the count above decreases. So we'll go through how each of these formulas are working, which formulas are being used. So, and then we have quality. This is usually whenever you're doing a project for testing, you list down the modules, you can list down when the issue was reported. So it will give you an overview how your project quality is looking, right? And all of these things are being driven through this list of values, LOVs. So we can define where, up till how many days we need to keep the project schedule on track. When it, surpasses 2, then it will go into amber. When it surpasses 5 days, it moves into red, and it remains in red if it's greater than that. So you can define each and every area over here. So these are the first few tabs that we're going to see in our upcoming videos. So remain attached to this series. It will show you how to come up with a cool and jazzy project status report using Microsoft Excel, and obviously provided that you have created your project plan in MS Project. I have already created a video where it shows how you can export that information from Microsoft Project to Microsoft Excel. So you can see that as well. You can see its reference in the iCard. And until the next video, remain attached to this series. And as we move on, we'll learn how this dashboard is created, how we utilize the task sheet, how we utilize it. Each of these lists, issues, risks, dependencies, quality, and LOVs. So in the next video, I'll start off with the LOVs. That's where we set the foundation and set the threshold. Then we move on to the rest of the sheet. So until the next video, remain in touch. And if you're interested in knowing video will progress, please click the like button and remain subscribed to this channel if you haven't done so already. Until the next video, please.